Next topic is evolution of network. Our network has not evolved in a single day. It took decades for its evolution. The network has passed through several stages which are described below. First is ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Then NSFNet, National Science Federation Network. Then Internet. Last one, Interspace. In 1969, ARPANET becomes functional. In 1984, ARPANET has more than 1,000 individual computers linked as host. In 1986, NSFNet and ARPANET became known as the Internet. In 1995, NSFNet terminates its network on the Internet and resumes status as Research Network. Then in 1996, after this has terminated its network, then in 1996, Internet 2 is founded. So Internet has evolved from ARPANET. Today, more than 550 million hosts connect to the Internet. Let us see the first stage of network, that is ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This ARPANET was launched by Advanced Research Project Agency, that is ARPA, and US Department of Defense, DoD. The first network is ARPANET and it came into existence in 1969. ARPANET started its functioning with a handful of computers at different universities and the US Department of Defense. For communication among these universities and US Department of Defense, they created the ARPANET. It was just created for sharing data and messages and playing long distance games and for socializing with people to share their views about the ARPANET. Next type of network is NSFNet, National Science Federation Network. It was launched in the mid-80s by NSFNet. Here, it has more efficiency than that of ARPANET, and its main aim was to use network only for academic research and not to be used for any private business activities. Then the third stage of network is Internet. Internet was launched in 1990s. It is also called network of networks. Internet has evolved from ARPANET. The computers in Internet are connected together through World Wide Web. Internet comprises of large network and shares a common communication protocol, TCP/IP. It allows computers of different types to exchange information. The last stage is Interspace. Interspace is a software that allows multiple users in a client-server environment to communicate with each other. Through interface, users can send and receive data of various types such as data files, video, audio, and textual data in a 3D environment. It facilitates online real-time exchange of data. That is, all the clients are at a time online. Interspace is the most advanced term of communication available on the Internet today. You all are familiar with the game PUBG. That PUBG provides interspace. That is, you can users share a 3D environment and they all work online real time, and they can exchange data on real time. They can exchange audios. So the game PUBG can be an example of interspace. How does internet work? Internet is a global collection of networks. That is, it consists of small and big networks. That is network in a network in a home or in an office. So every computer that is connected to the internet is part of a network, even the one in our home. In our home, we may use a modem and dial a number to connect to the internet service provider. Internet service providers are those that companies that provide us internet facility. That is our BSNL, Idea, Airtel. All these are internet service providers. And at our workplace, a computer may be a part of a local area network, but it is also connected to the internet using the internet service provider that the company has contracted with. When it connects to the internet service provider, it becomes part of the network of internet service provider. And this internet service provider also connects to a larger network. Then it becomes part of that network. That is why the internet is simply a network of networks. In each region of the company, that is, in each region, the internet service provider, that is, the company, has a point of presence. Point of presence is a place for local users to access the company's network, often through a local phone number or a dedicated line. That is, the users, subscribers of the internet service provider can access the network provided by the internet service provider. So a internet service provider can have multiple point of presence, will have different point of presence at different places, so that all the subscribers can access its network from different places also. And there is the internet, there is no overall controlling network. So there are several higher level networks that connect to each other through network access points. That is, different point of presence connect to a high and form a larger network. These are connected through network access points. Large number of point of presence, that is, large networks, can connected with each other through network access points. Then the network access points of different network access points can also be connected together through backbones. Most large communication companies have their own dedicated backbones connecting various regions. Backbone is a central interconnecting structure that connects one or more networks, just like the trunk of a tree. Usually, the backbones are the gateways that help the network to communicate with the internet. Let us see how the data is transmitted through the internet. At the source computer, our message, that is our data to be sent, is broken down into small pieces called packets. Each packet is given a serial number, example 1, 2, 3, etc. Then all these packets are sent to the destination computer. The destination computer receives the packets in random order, that is, it may receive 3 last packet first, then 1, then 2 in a disordered manner. The packets are reassembled in the order of their number and message is restored. At the destination, the packets are reordered and the message is saved. How the internet functions smoothly. Every computer connected to the internet uses same set of rules for communication. That is a set of rules called protocol. Communication protocol used by internet is TCP/IP, that is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. The Transmission Control Protocol is responsible for dividing the message into packets on the source computer and reassembling them at the destination computer. So the message is divided into small pieces called packets. It is done by TCP and the messages are assembled. The packets are assembled into a whole message by using TCP at the destination. Now what is the role of IP? The IP is responsible for handling the address of the destination computer so that the packet is sent to its proper destination. Okay, thank you.